We are pleased to be joined now by one of Michigan's state representatives from the 29th District, Representative Brenda Carter, with us on the Oakland County MegaCast. Representative Carter, thank you for being with us again.
Thank you, Tyler, for inviting me again.
We appreciate it. How are you? How's your team doing?
Oh, we're doing great. We're doing a lot of work in all 5 of my communities, passing out PPE, doing unemployment claims, and just trying to keep everybody in District 29 safe.
We've talked about this a lot before on the unemployment issue, especially when it was first making the news with all the backlogged cases from the Unemployment Insurance Agency. They previously had made a goal, set a goal to clear all cases from March through May by July 4th. Did that goal get met? Was that met? Are those cases clear now, or are we still in a really serious situation where people are not getting responses to their unemployment claims?
Okay, we have cleared a substantial amount of claims in District 29. Right now, my office is hovering somewhere around 700 cases that have gone through my office. Of those 700, about 300 have been resolved. So we are clearing cases. They do have a different target now. They're saying everything up until June 1st should be resolved by the 20th of July. So each day I go out there to see who's been resolved, and I'm pleased to tell people who called me about their case that yes, you have been resolved, and it's going as well as could be expected. Keep in mind, we are on an uptick again with cases, and with that we may experience more unemployment claims. But the system that the UIA has set up right now is, as far as my district is concerned, seems to be working quite well.
Well, that's good to hear, and that's good news. Certainly, we'll continue to keep up on the unemployment issue, as that was affecting our area in particular really seriously. No matter who we talk to, no matter which leader we talk to, they're all of our local leaders, their offices, their state reps and our state senators' offices were getting inundated with calls, and it's good to hear that there is some progress being made on that. Representative Carter, earlier this week, Governor Whitmer's mask-wearing order went into effect. There's some opposition to it, some opposition to her using the emergency alert system even to announce that later on in that day. Your thoughts on the mask-wearing order, given the current spike in new cases? Do you believe that that was the right move? Do you believe that that is going to be effective in helping us prevent the further spread of COVID-19 in the state of Michigan?
Absolutely. I do believe it's effective. When I wake up or go to bed watching whatever news channel, I usually tune into MSNBC or CNN, and I watch what's happening in the southern part of our country, what's happening in Miami, where it wasn't required to wear masks or practice social distancing on the beaches. Now Miami is the new epicenter for the virus. And just going across the South, you've got it in Atlanta, where the mayor and her family now have COVID-19. Texas is reaching new highs. Arizona and California are both in crisis situations. And when I sit back and think about how Michigan really locked down, despite the challenges it presented to our small business communities, and we are totally aware of that. When I looked at the cases last night, I have to give kudos once again to Oakland County Executive Dave Coulter and his crew for making sure we have an efficient dashboard out there where we can see totally what's going on in Oakland County, and we could actually break it down by zip code. So I happen to know that 48320, which is Sylvan Lake, and Keego Harbor, they only had, one death, and that's largely because of the stringent measures that were put in place, not only on the state level, but on the county and local level as well. So right now, yes, we have to practice social distancing. We have to wash our hands. We have to wear the mask. But the results of that in the long run, I believe, is going to help our economy, because we will not have to shut down totally if we just practice some small measures.
Representative Brenda Carter from Michigan's 29th District with us on the Oakland County MegaCast. Representative Carter, the governor's eviction ban is set to expire very soon, and there's going to be a lot of tenant and landlord conflicts coming up where tenants are saying, hey, I still need some relief here on rent because I'm not able to work and collecting unemployment, and that benefit from the federal government is going to expire soon. And landlords on the other side have to pay their mortgage and have to continue to pay their debts as well, and they're in a tough spot also. Your office is providing some literature to local residents in the 29th District to help them start to navigate that situation. What are you providing to our local residents from your office in order to help them deal with those tenant and landlord conflicts?
Well, right now we are offering to anybody that wants them a booklet on landlord-tenant issues, how you can navigate that. And right now we're at the beginning, the very beginning of setting up a town hall with MISHDA, because the governor has a program that I believe is going to start today, that's going to assist landlords and tenants through navigating through COVID-19 and the issues that happen with the loss of revenue for the landlords or the possible eviction with the tenants. So these are two areas that we are working on right now. We just finished a small business town hall. We had a great one 2 days ago, and the governor talked about it in her address, our press conference, about what we can do to help small businesses. But now that we have had that fully explained by not only the MEDC, but County Executive Office, Laura Dodd, and County Treasurer Andy Meisner was on this town hall, where they explained in very succinct detail what you could do if you're experiencing a loss of revenue due to COVID-19. Now, we're about to shift right into that, and that's the discussion I had with my staff, to let's start looking at providing information and data to not only the landlords but the tenants of what they can do with this new program that the governor has just set up. I was just sent the information. I really haven't had time to do a deep dive on it, but that will be coming probably by the next time that you invite me to come on.
Well, yeah, that's wonderful. Representative Carter, you mentioned the town hall you recently held alongside the Michigan Economic Development Corporation and the Oakland County Treasurer, Andy Meisner, to help these small businesses. That Small Business Restart program is through Oakland County, correct? That's not the statewide program that's also in addition to that.
This is actually the statewide program. This is a result of legislation that was passed in the House and Senate Bill 690, and it's going through the MEDC. The MEDC is going to appropriate approximately $100 million to 15 EDOs, or economic development organizations. The one in Oakland County is Oakland County Economic Development, and Oakland County is going to receive about $11.5 million, okay? And the application process began yesterday, and it's going to go all the way through August 5th. The application is online, the MEDC website is online there, where you can fill it out. It's grants, and I believe it's loans as well, whereas this money will be appropriated down to Oakland County, where Oakland County will vet the applications and decide who would be the recipients of this money. One thing that was special about Senate Bill 690 is that it appropriated 30% of that money to minority-owned businesses, businesses owned by women, and businesses that are veteran-based. And also, this money is available to nonprofits. So the scope of the town hall that we had the other day is to provide as much information from the subject matter expert, Director Greg Bird, Legislative Director Greg Bird was on that call as well. So I feel that the people who were in attendance in that call, and it's also on my webpage, my Facebook page, that you could go out there and get all the information. These two entities provided all the information you would need if you are a small business or a nonprofit to apply for that $11.5 million that's coming to Oakland County.
Such good information that is out there and help for people. If I can shift the conversation just a bit, we are seeing a number of protests still happening throughout the country and here in Oakland County. What are your thoughts on that? And also, what is your advice to the younger generation? How do they take their voice from the street in the protest and get involved in the policy making And also, how did you get into politics? What advice would you give to the younger generation?
Well, one of the things I saw was the disparity and the inequities by zip code, okay? And I wanted to be a part of the education system, not totally understanding the education system. I got involved because I live in Pontiac, it's part of my community. I mean, it is my community, and I wanted to be a part of educating the children in Pontiac School District. That's why I got involved in 2010. I ran for Pontiac School District's Board of Education. I remained on there until I ran for the legislature because I realized that some of the fixes that needed to be done in education needed to be done on the state level. What I did not expect was how everything, the economic part of it, the healthcare part, everything that COVID-19 exposed in communities of poverty was mainly the reason why I was running, not knowing it at the time. What would I do to encourage young people? I love the energy that's coming out of my district. I mean, every time you turn around, you see somebody like a Raheem Harris. He's out there, Pontiac Universal Crimes. You got Jermaine Branner out there helping people to stay healthy. All the things that we need to do that we don't have the resource to do them. And once again, part of bringing this small business town hall to the community was to give these young people an opportunity to fulfill their dreams by getting the necessary monetary resources that they need. I would strongly encourage young people between the ages of 18 and 35, get involved with the political system. What's going on this year is extremely important. Not only do we have a presidential election, but we have the census. And both of these will determine what their lives will be like 10 years from now. 10 years from now, before the next census. The resources that will be determined by the census count will help them with education in K through 12, maybe post-secondary education. It's a lot of things that they can do. They could actually come up to Lansing and become an intern or volunteer, run for precinct delegate. There's a lot of things that they can do to learn this governmental process. It's more than just sitting back watching on TV. It affects the lives of all of us. So young people, get engaged, keep doing what you're doing, but then now take it one step further, become a part of this system. And one day this will be yours.
Representative Carter, anything else you'd like to touch on today before we let you go?
Well, I think I can't impress enough about how proud I am that Michigan's numbers are still so low. It wasn't very long ago that we were third behind Massachusetts and New York, or was it New York and New Jersey? But now we're not even in the top 10. And this is because even though it's been painful, and it has been painful, being locked up, even though it's been painful, it's been worth it, because in the long run, it's gonna save lives. And isn't that what it's about?
It absolutely is. Representative Carter, thank you for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Always a pleasure. Thank you very much. Representative Brenda Carter with us on the Oakland County MegaCast.